Oh no. Oh god, they found me. They found me in WoW. Oh god. I swear to god, these political campaigns as an American, I mean, at this point, I feel like they're just going to spread my cheeks and implant flyers on who to vote for at every orifice of my body. I can't handle this shit anymore. But here it is. Yes, the campaigns have now made it into Azeroth. That's right, the Kamala Harris campaign is now playing. His name is Preheat. He does mage guides online to stream for the Kamala Harris campaign. You'll be able to see all kinds of stuff during the Tim Waltz in Arizona campaign speech that he's going to be giving. They'll be streaming live through the Kamala Harris Twitch. That's right, she has a Twitch account now. So they'll be streaming about voting for Kamala Harris. Yeah, this is weird. I don't disagree. Look, I don't care who you're voting for. I really don't. I don't give a shit. But please, do not campaign in World of War. I don't want to see this shit. I get texts every day. I get fucking calls. Every damn billboard in my city is all this shit everywhere. I mean, I can't handle it anymore. Please just leave me alone. I'll vote for whoever the fuck I want to. If you are getting swayed, let me tell you. If you are getting swayed by a fucking text message or advertisement or somebody in WoW telling you who to vote for, just don't vote. Just don't. If that's what's changing your mind, just don't vote. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just do us all a favor and stay away from politics. Thank you. Well, there it is. I'm not going to get too much more into this. I was just disappointed. I don't want this shit. I want to vote for a dwarf or something. I'm not going to vote for this crap. Anyways, Delve reagents and tuning. Let's get back into the WoW shit. So Blizzard felt like Delves weren't giving enough, I should say, resources for crafting. They want crafting to be, helped more through the Delve system. They want people who are really running Delves to be able to get enough resources through the Delves. So they actually buffed some of the stuff that you can get. So the Delver's Pout of reagents sold from Sir Finney Mergleton, who's that, Murloc sitting in the Delver's headquarters in Dornegal, will now cost 500 undercoin. It was 1,500. It contains 3 random Delve reagents, was 2. So not only they buff the contents, they nerf the costs. So that's really nice for people who are doing professions. Also, the Profane Tinderbox can now be purchased from blacksmith supplier vendors in Boragos. His name is Borgos, and Sophie Battlestorm in exchange for 3 Ringing Deep Ingots, or 3 vials of Kaheti oils, or 3 Viridin Charp Caps, or 3 Gloom Fathom hides. So, I mean, these come from the different zones. You can get these. And, they basically are increasing the amount of things you can buy, right? The amount of reagents that you can essentially get by just running Delves, which is nice for people who enjoy doing their professions and enjoy doing Delves. I think this is a nice change for the game. October 9th changes. Mainly, this was quick hotfixes that went into the game this week, and mainly these help with some of the issues that are currently going on with some Mythic Plus runs. So for City of Threads, the Void Puddles will no longer spawn if the boss is immediately reset during the coagulation fight. They also fixed an issue that caused Echoing Shades in NXS Dustbringer to instantly deal damage instead of fading at the end of the Fangs of the Queen encounter. I actually didn't even know this was an issue, but I'm glad it's fixed. Now for Dawnbreaker, we're going to talk a little bit more about Rashanan, because it's a weird fight in terms of health, and there's some ways that you can actually make this fight easier. But for this was a hotfix for Xal'atath's Bargain. Devour, the amount of healing for Rashanan that Rashanan can receive has been adjusted to be more appropriate for the encounter, because we know that encounter, right? Rashanan is a boss for the raid, so you don't actually kill him in the Dawnbreaker fight, but you bring him down to about 60%-ish health. So the healing was kind of messed up based on that scaling of health, so now it's been fixed. That's great. And then finally, Retribution Paladins and PvP, they fixed a bug preventing PvP tuning from taking effect. So there you go. I guess that was wasn't working the way it was intended to. Now the Rashanan fight, I told you guys I was going to give you a little bit of a hint or clue on how to do this fight more properly. And here's the thing. If you've done this fight multiple times, you may have noticed that the health at the end of the fight is slightly different. Sometimes it's 59.1 that the fight ends, sometimes 59.9. Well, there's actually a way to ensure that you do this fight for the least amount of time possible. And it has to do with when you throw that final barrel at Rashanan to kick off the next phase of the fight. So here it is. I'm going to give you guys how this works. So this health, again, this encounter finishes at about 60 health, but sometimes it'll finish at 59.9 or 59.1. Now, why is this? This is because Typically, the fight encounter, right, will trigger at certain points. Now, the points at which this fight triggers to switch over, or the break point, I should say, when it phases to the next phase, is at a 0.8%. So you got 78.8, 69.8, 68.8, 67, you know, those are like the break points where the fight understands what's going on. When you throw the barrel, you're going to want to hang on to that final barrel to throw it when it is at like a 68.7 or 0.8 or below. You don't want to throw it at like a 68.9 point, because then it's going to essentially bypass the next percentage and push you on to the next spot until that 0.8 hits again. It triggers it in a weird way. So here it is. I guess I could break it down a little bit more for you. If you threw the barrel at 64.5%, then the fight will finish at 59.5. If you throw it at 63.9, which is above that 0.8 threshold, then it'll finish at 59.9. Again, the theme here is throw it below the 0.8 trigger. So at 63.2, if you throw the barrel, it'll take you to 59.2 to finish the fight. At 62.9, which is above that threshold, if you throw the barrel, again, now you're going to finish at 59.9. So again, if you're at a 0.9, you want to hold. You want to hold until you're below a 0.8 on the other side. It's too much math, I know. It's a lot. If you remember to do it, great. You'll help your group out by a little bit, especially on those really, really high keys. You're doing like plus 20s and shit. This stuff might matter a little bit more than if you're doing a plus 5. Nobody's going to give a fuck. But if you can manage to time that final barrel right, you'll finish the fight at a lower percentage, and you know, it's better for everybody else. So yeah, that's fine. Again, high key pushers, they're going to care more about this than somebody who's just doing your classic. Yeah, talk about min-maxing. I know, right? This will help people a little bit more when we're talking about those really, really high-end keys. That's where this matters. Doing your plus 10, probably not so much. New mount models may be hinting at a Miss Pandaria Classic. What is this? We're going to get MOP Classic? Yeah, maybe. I actually think we probably will, considering I feel like the MOP Remix event was very popular. People do like Miss Pandaria. I think people have come around in the expansion. It goes down as one of my favorites. I enjoyed MOP a lot. It was actually the last expansion that my friends and I drove to our local Best Buy at midnight and purchased. Man, I miss those days. We even got free posters. The local Best Buy had a table set up, and they were giving out Miss Pandaria posters that we then took to my parents' house and taped on the walls as we played Miss Pandaria, installed and played, I should say, Miss Pandaria. It was a great time. But anyways, good expansion. Classic, probably going to happen, and it looks like Blizzard's hinting at that. 2 new data mine mounts have appeared under the Cataclysm Classic PTR build. Now, this is interesting because we know Cataclysm Classic is now entering its final phase. The Hour of Twilight dropping in January of 2025. That'll be the final run for Cataclysm Classic. And in that final run, it looks like they're offering 2 new mounts. Now, you tell me, where do these mounts look like they're from? Yeah, these definitely look like MOP mounts. I mean, this is freaking awesome, by the way. This is a badass mount. I mean, if I can use this in retail, I would freaking go get it. This is a really cool looking mount. Looks like it's a tiger inspired by the Shaw of Anger. Really, really cool. It's actually called the Shaw Tiger mount. And then we have the Shaw Serpent mount, which is also a really good looking mount. Damn. What are these green orbs up there? Yeah. This is a really cool looking mount. Both of them are beautiful, and both were some reason attached to Cataclysm, and they very much do not fit the theme of Cataclysm. Yeah, Shaw infused for sure. So I would say this is probably right on point. Yeah, this is probably hinting at a Cataclysm Classic transition point where they're going to be, you know, dropping the Hour of Twilight, and then they'll be dropping these mounts to hint at, like, okay, you know, Cataclysm Classic's coming, get ready, get excited, here's some mounts to get you excited about it. If only, it only makes sense that they would be MOP, yeah, to be honest, MOP Classic. Yeah, I agree. If they did Cataclysm Classic, MOP Classic is for sure going to happen. I would say if they hadn't done Cataclysm, then I would have said no, but for sure I think we're on our way to that, and who knows, maybe one day we'll finally get the Shadowlands Classic expansion. Fingers crossed, boys and girls. Who doesn't love to get tortured by a shitty expansion once again? Here we go. Moving on. If you like pets, we already know the Classic, the anniversary event is going to be a really nice thing for people who love pets, right? We already know, I've gone through all these before. You've seen them all before. All the pets that are going to be available once again. A lot of these were one-time things. If you're really a Classic Andy like myself and you've been playing this game since 2005, you have this polar bear, which I do, the baby blizzard bear, which is really cool. Can I just say, by the way, the Onyxia pet is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life. This is disgustingly ugly. It's about 2 bits. Only a mother could love this face. But moving on, this isn't really what I wanted to talk about. If you are a lover of pets, if you really do enjoy pets in general, pet battles, of course, is another big part of it, then I would suggest you check this out. This is actually a pet battle PvP tournament where signups are currently available. The tournament will begin on October 24th, and there's a ton of rewards. This tournament is actually being held by one of our very own, Flip Method from Stream, and he created some really cool stuff for it. He's got a trophy, handmade trophy, that'll be going out to the first place winner. Every competitor will get a cool little tournament badge. There's also some prizes for the runner-ups, like t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. So this is a really cool tournament he's holding personally. I'm going to be linking this. There's going to be themes for this stuff. There's going to be certain pet selection things, like you can pick what the other person can't pick and things like that. Really cool stuff. It's an in-depth tournament. If you're interested, I linked the signups in the chat. I'll also link it below in the YouTube video if you want to check this out. Again, if you're a lover of pet battles and stuff, as this man is, he's very passionate about it, as many people are. This is a really cool Season 1 of the Pet Battle PvP tournament. Go check it out if you haven't.